Hey, this is a quick video about adding maybe another slicer controller to the reports worksheet. So I'm going to go visit this reports worksheet. Currently we've got buttons or slicer controls for the account to register, type, income versus expense, and category, but we don't have subcategory. So this can be a great introduction also to how to add slicers to pivot tables. So the first thing we need to do is just click somewhere in this pivot table, because when we do, we then gain the menu choice for pivot table analyze. We'll click on that, and then we have buttons here for inserting slicers. There's a timeline slicer versus a regular one. So I'm going to click on this insert slicer button, and then it wants to know, okay, well, what should this slicer be connected to? And I'm going to choose the subcategory option and click OK. And we now have a subcategory slicer. We can position that in place. Now, one of the things that's a little tricky is it would be like where to put this. We don't want to put it underneath it here, because then as you have more things show up on this actual pivot table report, they would bump into that slicer control. So I'm just going to maybe position it over here. I could probably click on this and grab that side there and make that a little bit less wide, and then bring that over here. And one of the things I might want to do, of course I can make it taller, but because there are so many potential subcategory choices, maybe I like it to be 2 columns wide or really tall. Your preference. If I do a right click up here, let's see, let's go to size and properties first. Size and properties. When we activate that, we get the format slicer panel, and I'm going to go over to the position and layout, and under here is where we can tell how many columns we want. So I'm going to click the little up arrow so we get 2 columns, and then I'm going to close this format panel, and I probably do want that to be wider. So again, just your preference on how wide you want to make that, and also, again, how tall you want to make it. Now notice that it's got these in sort of a grayish color, which is saying that it doesn't see any data for those items. So the other thing I normally like to do is I'm going to right click again on this slicer control and go to slicer settings. And here on this slicer settings screen, I normally like to tell to hide things when there is no data. Hide items with no data. So I'll click that, and that kind of cleans up that box. Okay, and then if you'd like these to be the same color, when we have a slicer clicked on, you have a menu called the slicer menu, and then you can play around with your favorite colors up here. I think maybe I'd gone with dark, for the other one, so we'll make that consistent and choose that. But certainly feel free to play around with your favorite colors in the slicer style windows. Okay, that's a quick look at just adding another slicer to income and expense report. I hope that helps.